That was interesting. Right to live, huh? Okay, I'll give it a minute. Let somebody get in here. Somebody will come in a minute. I'll just start talking because it'll be archived anyhow. And so I'll let the notice go out. I'm sure somebody will show up here in a minute. So anyhow, since I seem to have at least one in the chat, I'll go ahead and start talking. As you all know, Mr. Hoka done a live stream last night, and you all know that we had trolls in the chat, okay? And I find it hilarious how these trolls want to keep calling me a simp for talking to a woman. But then that's what trolls do, isn't it? Yes. And these same trolls have been trying to create division between me and Mr. Hoka to get us to fight again. And it appears they're getting angry because they're not able to stir up the division they're trying to stir up. You know, I've actually watched and been watching around and not saying nothing. And I pretty much know there's a group of about 4 of them that are sort of working together. And, you know, they're hurling the accusations, calling me a simp because I brought a woman on. And behind Steve's back, they're also slamming Steve. They go on Hell by the Dashboard light stream. They smash me, but leave Steve out of it because they don't want it plain and obvious because they know that Steve watches Hell by the Dashboard. Yes, they're sneaky. They're trying to befriend us. You know, they'll pretend they're my friend in my chat, pretend they're Steve's friend in his chat, and pretend they're all on board with Hell by the Dashboard, but they'll make sure and slam me. Okay? They go over there and talk to SBO because SBO was banned, okay? And I haven't banned anybody that hadn't asked to be banned. All I told people is you had to be real, okay? You have to be awake enough to see what's going on and be real. If you're not awake enough to see what's going on and we're talking about it, then you can do your own homework because I'm not going to do it for you. And I wouldn't expect Mr. Hoka to do your homework for you neither. Okay? But we have one particular person who followed me for the last 10, 12 years who was using the name Ron Fan. Okay? Now, this particular guy is still whining that he did not troll me. But he actually busted himself. And to SBO, of course, I apologize for accusing you to be the trolling on the first time Annika come on. Because you got to remember, Annika come on through Ron Fan. Okay? On the second time Annika come on the show that I removed her, I had changed the settings so that the only people that could come in had to be in the contacts list. I pretty much knew the people that was in the stream myself, and you know, Ron Fan's telling everybody it was Annika. It was Annika. There's a problem with that. Annika on the Zoom chat was on cam the entire time, looking us in the face. We could see her background, we could see her arms and hands. She was just right there for real. Okay? There's no way Annika trolled us while this was going on. It just didn't happen. It's not Annika. But I did witness Ron Fan. The guy actually thinks he's smarter than what he is. And until the guy was to come clean and own up to his own behavior, which he's not going to do, and he wants to keep lying, okay, and lying and pleading how he's innocent when he's as guilty gets and he knows it. But I guess that's because he thinks he's so much smarter than everybody else. He's convinced himself he's smarter than everybody else, including myself, and that he was so intelligent that he could pull this off. In doing so, he clearly told on himself. There was nobody else in the chat that had the ability on that day, the second time Annika was on, to troll me other than Ron Fan. Ron Fan proved it was him when he was coming onto my chat with a second device and keeping his sound muted, his mic muted, so that we wouldn't hear what he was doing with his other device. Yep, that's exactly what happened. And Ron knows that's exactly what happened. Why did Ron do it? Because he got pissed off because he thought he could dictate what we're supposed to think about Monday and Annika. He thought he could direct the narrative and dictate it. And when it didn't work out for him, he got mad. He got upset. And he started trolling. Okay? Then from me going around on YouTube and not saying shit to nobody, not typing in chats, not leaving comments, I observed this ultra testosterone guy and a couple others that were trolling me and Steve Hoka. And I do believe Ron Fan's all the way involved in this, all the way. Okay, he definitely trolled the show. Okay, and I believe it was Ron Fan all along trolling the show because we wasn't agreeing with Annika. And Monday. That's all that comes down to. So he seems to be he was the perfect patsy to be used and misled and steered by Monday and Annika. There's nothing more I can say about that, but I will say this. Last night's show that Mr. Hoka held, including held by the Dashboard Light show earlier in the day yesterday, I was at the show held by the Dashboard's Light show from the beginning. That's right. I was watching, and I was watching, and I watched these people in the chat slamming me, slamming me, slamming me, slamming Harry, slamming Harry. I watched Espio show up. I watched Espio get involved in it. They were having a good old time. Even with Minnie Rodriguez, the video I done towards her apologizing. And they, of course, their accusations is it's because it's a female and I'm a simp. When in reality, it has nothing to do with that. The real reality is these trolls are wanting to cause division fighting between me and Mr. Hoka. And they're getting angry because they're not able to do so. And the other thing they're wanting to do is what they done last night. They got together, used their sock accounts, and I'm sure it was Ron Fan last night because the mistake he has made that is told on himself because he's so smart is his tactics of trolling the live streams. Whether he believes it or not, I don't care. I know it's him that trolled my show. Okay? I know it's him for fact that trolled my show. Because the way I set it up after that first Saturday, and who was in the chat the particular night after I threw Annika out, the trolling didn't start until then. I knew the people that was in the chat. And right away, I knew it was Ron. I knew it was Ron by watching what I was watching. Now, conveniently, as soon as Ron Fan was blocked and I got random number he can't get a hold of, the trolling stopped. Yes, of course it did. And it didn't stop because of the fact that it went over to Hell by the Dashboard's lights. It goes over to SBO's channel. It goes over to Steve from Texas's channel. That's right. It goes over to that guy calling himself Cock. Yeah, they're all involved in this. Now, I'm not going to say how much Steve from Texas is, but I'll tell you what. That guy Cock definitely is. And that guy Cock, as far as I'm concerned, we don't know who he really is, but I know there's at least 3 or 4 people working together. And they also have sock accounts. You can be guaranteed on this. And from what I've watched and observed, we have childish behavior. We really do. It's like talking to a bunch of children when you're talking to these trolls. So I went into Steve's live stream yesterday, and yeah, I'm not going to say anything against Steve from Texas, okay, because I haven't caught him doing anything. Okay, I seriously haven't. But these trolls are also associating with him. So not that he's doing anything, but they are associating with him. Just like Ron Fan went on SBO's channel, I called that the Whiners Club. And why did I call it the Whiners Club? Because let's think about something. SBO has Mina Rodriguez and interviews her. I realized what she's saying I've already talked about before. I know that I've already said this about self-produced TFLers. I agree with what she's saying all the way because over the years I've talked about this stuff. Okay? Yes, the Whiners Club, okay? Why would you have a series by SBO about the people who's been banned off of Bill's live stream? That would be a Whiners Club. Because I told people all along all she had to do is be serious and be real. I'm not going to remove anybody that's serious and real. And I told you already in the video I did of Mina Rodriguez that most likely I was removing somebody else when the chat scrolled as I clicked, causing me to hit her name without knowing it. So when I realized what happened, I fixed the problem. I unblocked her. Okay, because she didn't deserve to be blocked. And I apologized to her, as I should. Okay? I'm not going to apologize to SPO because from day one, he told us just to stop talking about TFL. From day one, he says he's looked into New World Order, be yet everything comes out of his mouth instead of going along with the NWO. That's the real reason SPO got removed. Okay? That is the real reason he got removed. The other guys that got removed was because they were playing infighting, and I caught them in comment sections slamming myself, and even in Hell by the Dashboard stream, and in comment sections Steve's not at, slamming Steve and I both. These guys are trolls. So what did they do yesterday? Well, it has to be somebody that had a way of getting into Steve Hoka's Zoom meeting. Well, that wasn't hard, was it? And they had to have Zoom. That's right. Well, Mr. Hoka put the ID number out there. When he done that, he opened the door. I went into Mr. Hoka's live stream yesterday. I was on his chat first. I was listening to his live stream. I wasn't really going to go in. I was just going to listen to him and type in the chat section when I started getting attacked by the very trolls that I threw off my channel for this reason. Here they are on Steve's chat, and this one guy, Ultra Testosterone, okay, he's playing all innocent and playing how he likes Steve. Yep, same thing he done with me, same thing he's doing with Hell by the Dashboard, okay? He's playing how he's on their side when behind the scenes, he's not on their side at all. He's a troll. Well, they slammed Harry. So I give Harry kudos, man, thumbs up. Why? Harry was watching Hoka's live stream. Harry's seen how they were attacking me. Harry trolled the trolls last night on Steve's channel. Yes, he did a good job. He pissed them off. They couldn't handle their own medication. They were mad because they got treated the way they treat others. Yep, and they were trying to get Steve, of course, to throw him off when in reality they were the ones that needed removed. They're also responsible for, I would put this back on Ron Fan, using Zoom and the ID number Steve provided. Went in with his mic muted, used his other device. This is how he does it. He probably has his laptop or his desktop sitting there, and he has his smartphone sitting here. He has Zoom on both devices. He's logged in on both devices. He mutes himself on one, goes in on the other, and gives himself other people's names. That's right. That's how he does it. And then you have to remove him. Then he comes back and he's smirking and laughing. But the pornography put in because he screen shared on Steve's account on his Zoom. So that pornography that came up that everybody saw, well, there's where it came from. And of course, right after they done this, they all get together and they start flagging Steve's live stream for showing pornography that they put there. An attempt to get Steve's channel a strike. An attempt to take Steve down. Because they're his friends, This is what's really going on. We have little children, dishonest little children, who claim to be adults when they're not, who can't handle truth, who get mad at truth and attack anybody that tells the truth, okay? And this is what's going on. They tried to get me and Steve to fight, like when the one guy come in and told me I need to ban Steve Hoka from my channel because he's a woman hater. I knew and I've watched what these guys are trying to do. They want me and Steve to fight. Well, we're not going to fight for you. And last night when I went into Steve's live stream, he decided at one point to give me the host. And he transferred hosting the meeting over to me. Before I left, I transferred the host of the meeting back over to Steve. And I'm sure that just fired these trolls right up. Because they were doing everything to try to make me and Steve fight. And here we are, friends. That's right. See, these guys don't know me, and they do not know Steve. They do not know anything about our lives at whatsoever at all. They never have known anything about Steve's life or mine. They only know what we talk about. They're making assumptions that they know Steve and that they're friends with Steve, like Ultra Testosterone did. He made the assumptions, no, I know Steve. But yet he's never talked to Steve one day in his life. That's correct. He's never talked to Steve one day in his life. And if he had, he still wouldn't be his friend. Because I've watched what he's wrote behind the scenes. This is the problem. People do this shit behind the scenes. and they play other people for stupid and dumb, Ron Fan would have had to have been honest, come clean, and then I would have considered, if he had apologized and been honest and come clean, I would have considered unblocking him. But he continues to lie. He continues to lie. Just like that testosterone guy. The lies that are coming out that man's mouth. You know, the lies that just keeps coming out this guy's mouth. It's just annoying because what they're trying to do is bring down Steve Holker's channel or mine. They're trying to pit us against each other. And they're trolling the hell out of us, trying to cause infighting. Because they want the entertainment of me and Steve fighting. And when they're failing doing it, they're getting mad. Like little children. So now they've upped their antes. So Ron Fan went into Steve's live stream last night through the ID number and played pornography on his channel. And then went with his good buddies over there and used their sock accounts and flagged the hell out of that live stream. So that Steve's live stream would get flagged down. That's underhanded, low, and it proves that none of these guys are Steve's friends. No more than they're mine. Maybe they're jealous because the Saturday Night Live took off. Because why would SPL have to have a Winers Club and do videos on people banned from Saturday Night Live by Bill, but yet not use his brain to figure out, all I said was you had to be real. What do you think? You're just going to come in and not listen to that and start slamming me, trying to cause infighting with other people? You're going to make rude statements like SPO and keep preaching that we need to go along with NWO. Oh, there'll never be a collapse. You know, because you're uneducated or you're just too scared to look at the truth or whatever your reasoning is. Okay, but the reason, what I have witnessed over the last month and a half is we have people like the ultra testosterone guy, okay, who are played both sides, playing people off. And I caught onto it and I watched him doing it, and that's why he got removed from my channel. Because the guy's a troll. He's trying to steer infighting between me and Mr. Holka. So yesterday night, they got pissed off when they attacked Steve's channel as soon as I left the show. Put pornography in it. Steve had to remove it. And right away, they were flagging the hell out of him after they're the ones that put it there. Steve did not put that pornography in there. They did. Ron Fan did. And then they worked together and used their sock accounts and flagged the hell out of it so that he would get a strike. See, pissed off because we're talking, so now we will attack the channel because we're little children. You got removed from my live stream and banned because you earned it. It's just sick. This shows how divided the manosphere really is. It shows how dumb people really are. I've done nothing but come up here and try to help people. That's all I've ever did. My whole goal was to help men, to help the world, because I care about, I'm not a woman hater or a man hater. I'm not no simp. Okay? But you know, I laugh at their definition of a simp. Because by their very definition of a simp would be Bill brought a woman onto the show, so that made him a simp. And he's throwing everybody under the bus. No, you people that are saying this are going along with the NWO agenda. Divide and conquer. You're playing right into your own demise. And you're not smart enough to figure that out. But you think you're so smart, huh? But yeah, that was a blatant and deliberate attack on the person he said he's friends with. Yeah, just like on mine. Okay, so now they're getting angry and they're getting desperate. So they're attacking the person's channel and making, so Saturday Night Live, I would like to continue, but I don't know that I will. Because these guys are going to come up and they're going to flag it and they're going to lie and they're going to do it with their sock accounts and they're all going to refuse the same lie to flag that showdown because they're little children who need their diapers changed because they failed to grow up because they can't handle real truth. All they had to do is be real. See, you can't even talk to the manosphere without the little babies coming out. The little children in adult bodies with a 6-year-old brain. Because there's absolutely no excuse for this behavior outside of you never grew up. You're thinking with a 6 or 7-year-old's brain or a 5-year-old brain and having a temper tantrum over not getting your want. It's fucking pathetic. So no. My whole goal, Jane is a good woman. She really is. Jane means well. Jane is speaking out in men's behalf. And you freaking idiots attack somebody just because of their gender. Then you want to talk about how you're being abused by the system and how women are so evil. Oh, well, let's look at your behaviors. Wow. You're no better than what you're complaining about. Matter of fact, your fucking mentality's even worse than the women you're bitching about. Yeah, that's to the trolls. That's how your behavior is. Instead of a little 5 or 6-year-old having a temper tantrum. So I don't know that I'm going to continue the Saturday Night Live. I would like to continue it. How many of you would still like to see the show? But if they false flag the freaking streams, you're not going to have your show. They false flagged Steve yesterday. Yeah, that's a false flag. Because they go into the stream, they place the pornography there, and then they run out and flag him. That's how that happened. They can't get into my Zoom to flag the stream that way, which means they'll have to flag it and make up a lie. But they're not against making up lies. Look at that Audra Testrome guy. I've seen so many lies come out that freaking idiot's mouth. It's pathetic. These people cannot be trusted. So I have to say, do I carry on the show to have it flagged? Oh, they're going to get their power trip if I shut down a Saturday Night Live. Oh, yeah, we won. You didn't win shit. NWO won, and you have a big dildo up here, you know what? Because you're the losing coward. You're the little 5-year-old throwing a temper tantrum. And you're refusing, okay? And it was really sick with Ron Fan. Because the guy's been around 12 years. He knows a lot about NWO. And here he is bending over for him. I give. He's got the white flag up, shaking. Look, I give. My cheeks are spread. I don't care. Do dry entry. It's sad. It really is. And he's going up there, oh, just listen to my interview with SBO. Yeah, I'm innocent. No, you was caught with your hand in the cookie jar. You played me for stupid. And that pisses me off more than just trolling me. You actually thought you were that smart. You were so smart, Ron Fan, you outsmarted yourself. So I don't know anymore. I give you guys support. I try to help you. Steve and I have been around for a long time now. I would have loved to see me and Steve and Hell by the Dashboard Light work together. I would love to reach lots of innocent guys and help them because this is all NWO agenda. The division amongst the genders is deliberately done and it is NWO. TFL, okay, the division of the genders is the core of NWO. Just like an apple has a core or a pear has a core, that literally is the core of NWO. It's divide and conquer. It's to control the births, to control the birth of the population. So, it's actually pretty damn pathetic that this is even happening. You just want to keep going along with the agenda that's going to get you all dead in the end, or even enslave you worse than it is now. You ain't seen nothing. Let these psychopathic criminals at the top win. Keep playing along with them. And watch countries fall like dominoes. And watch millions of people die from stupidity. Because that's why I do what I do to speak up against corruption. I try to bring the genders back together. I try to get men in the manosphere to start working together. And to look at the real enemy, not each other. Then you get these little 5-year-old children in adult bodies that come along and have temper tantrums when they think they're smarter than you and they can blah, blah, blah. I don't play other people for being dumb. I don't go around and let my ego tell me I'm smarter than somebody else. But the little 5-year-olds with adult bodies, they do it all the time. And last night they were having a temper tantrum. Yep, you should have saw them. They were on the floor kicking and screaming and kicking and screaming and throwing their body all over the place. They were that little 5-year-old in an adult's body. Well, off the grid, Jade is not a woman complainer. Not at all. You don't know her. That would be like saying the woman you're seeing right now is a woman complainer, okay? And that would be wrong of me because I don't know the female you're with. Why would I cut you down or knock you for that? I wouldn't. Jane is actually as real as it gets, as real as I am. Jaina sees what's going on and understands NWO. And she knows the division and she's watching it. She's not playing into her power. She really isn't. She's not using her power. She's not playing into it. So she wants to speak out. So I invited her to open her own YouTube channel. Guess what? She opened her own YouTube channel. Guess what she did? She posted her very first video. And she's never done them in her life. She's real. She wants to help the manosphere. She wants to fight back against evil. But yet men are coming up here, slamming her because she's a female, okay? And then their definition of calling me a simp, okay? I'm a simp because I talk to a female? Well, by your very own definition, because you've inflated it, you're abusing the definition. You know what a simp is? A simp is a man that covers up for a woman's wrongs. and will not hold that woman accountable. That's a simp. Talking to a woman is not a simp. Otherwise, every man on the face of this planet is a fucking simp by their own definition, including the freaking guys calling this. It's just pathetic. And how cool Espiel could have a Camina Rodriguez on, a female. Nobody called him a simp. That's right. He had her live, talking to her. Nobody called him a simp. That's right. Because it was directed at me. How dare me do? Espiel's above you, Bill. You know he's much smarter and above you. You have to know your place. We've designed your place for you, Bill. No, you're going along with NWO. Yeah, they know they're above you too. The difference is they are where you're getting your money from. They actually control the military. That's right. They're the ones really in control, the ones that gave us the problems we're fighting against. And most of you guys can't figure that out, huh? And I know Off the Grid knows about the political scene in NWO. And I know Off the Grid knows this. Okay? Off the Grid, you've been around a while. You know about NWO. So it ain't like I'm up here fucking spilling bullshit. Yeah, see, there he is, SPO. Oh, but you're blocked, remember? I wonder how you got in here. Oh, that's right. You figured out you're not blocked no more, didn't you? See, I never disliked you. I just don't want people fucking ignoring the truth. I don't want somebody else to come in here and tell us we gotta shut up. If you don't like what's being talked about, then don't come here. I didn't make you come to my channel. So why do you have a series about who Bill blocked? Why would you whine about that? Because I honestly didn't block you until after you kept trying to shut us up for saying when Steve Hulk had talked about NWO and he's telling the absolute God's honest truth, and you're in the chat, SPL, saying, oh, here he goes with that conspiracy shit again. Yeah, that conspiracy theory shit, right. Well, guess what? You don't know about NWO, even when you say you do, because your own words out your own mouth says you don't. That's all that says. You tell on yourself by what falls out your mouth. I would guess SBO should go actually re-look into it, at this time not disbelieve everything that's, when I first found out about NWO, I'm going to tell you guys the God's earnest truth. The first time I heard about it, I said, you people are nuts. I did the same thing SBO's doing. This is what fucking really took place. I literally did the same thing SBO's doing and said you were fucking nuts. But then I was seeing stuff and I thought, nah, that couldn't be. And I sat on a fence and didn't say nothing to nobody. And I started looking. And pretty soon, wow, it was happening right in my face, real in real society, in real life. That caused me to, what the hell? And I started digging and looking and digging and looking. I started off looking for why men and women are acting the way they're acting. I wanted to know why we're acting the way we're acting. That's what started me researching in the beginning. Now, I've been doing this for a lot of years. I don't come up here and lie to any of you. I never have and never will. That's not who I am. I only ask for people to be real. Real don't include slandering other people because you don't want to believe. Nobody said you have to believe, but I'm not doing your homework for you. No, you can go freaking open your eyes, look into stuff, not necessarily believe, keep your mouth shut, sit on a fence, and literally watch what's going on. And not be scared to look. In doing so, you'll find out I never lied to you. You'll find out the shit I'm telling you about is really happening. How many presidents had to be in your face and say, New World Order, right in your face on TV? Oh, hold on, I gotta turn my hearing off. I gotta turn my head and look the other way. You know how many high people have already told you right in your face, and you just refuse to look, and you'll call somebody nuts if they talk about it? Or are you telling me to shut up about TFL and it'll go away? Well, guess what? It was growing before I ever gave it a name. Okay, that's all this is about. And as SBOCs, yes, I unblocked you. It wasn't because I hate you. All I want the people to do is be real. But I don't know about holding the Saturday Night Live show anymore. I might cancel that bitch right out and not do it no more. Literally, real. Because I'm watching what not very many people, but we have at least 3 to 4 people that are working together in their shows. And they're loving it. Okay? And I'm not going to let people come into the live stream and make it into a mockery, make it into a fighting arena. Because this is a serious topic. There's literally millions of men all over the world that you ought to turn your head to. Don't you understand that what you want to call the competition against each other? That's right. The competing against each other is all social engineering. Ain't you smart enough to figure that out? It's not even natural for men to be competing against each other for the validation of a female. And it's definitely not natural of a female by bringing a real female on who actually cares about what's right and wrong and sees how men are getting the short end of the stick and she wants to speak out. And then you're going to slam her? This is what I feel. What, you're slamming her? What the hell's wrong with you people? When you do that, don't you understand that's exactly what the elite want? You're playing into it? You're going to keep us divided? You'd wonder why I've had 3, 4 channels taken down on YouTube. I never lied to you about that. That's fact. I lost a job, had feds at my door, military outside my door, and it took it over to Germany outside Nicholas's door. Knowing he would tell me. None of that stuff was a lie. Every last bit of that I told you really happened to me. From doing what I'm doing right now. Obviously, I must have been onto some truth, huh? That's not supposed to be told or talked about. Oh, that's right. TFL's a taboo topic. Can't talk about that because it's taboo. Oh, so what brain-minded idiot come up with that word? When you say it's taboo, it's not allowed to be talked about, that means you're covering something up. And if you was honest and not up to ill behavior, you wouldn't be covering something up. But I did witness at least 4 or 5-year-olds on the ground having a temper tantrum. Yep, and adult bodies. How do you think Steve Hoker's channel got flagged yesterday? Thank you, Ron Fan, or should I say Kenny? Oh shit, I said Kenny. Oops, it could be his real name. Yeah. Oh, that's right, I'm not supposed to know that. I'm not supposed to remember that, right, Kenny? Oh no, I'm calling Ron Fenn by his real name. Ain't that right, Kenny? Oh, that's right. I'm too stupid to know that, right, Kenny? I know Ron Fenn did it. And I'm sorry about accusing you, SBO. It was the timing. He waited till after I removed you, but I never banned you. I only removed you from our live stream. I didn't ban you off my channel. He waited to after that, the very week after I'd done that, is when he came on with Annika. And when things didn't go his way for what he wanted, or he wanted to bring me, FA, Steve Hoka, and Annika together. That was his intent. When things didn't go how he wanted them, he acted like the little 5-year-old child, ain't that right, Kenny? Threw a fit and trolled the show. See, on Zoom, you can have a laptop or a desktop and a smartphone or a tablet, 2 devices, log into your same account twice, and come into the same meeting twice, but you have to mute the mic on one of them because you'll have audio feedback. I knew who was in the chat the second week. When Annika come on the second week, I knew who was in the chat. And when the trolling started after I removed Annika from the show, here was Ron Fenn with his mic muted. Here come SBL. Yep, SBL, you was in my live stream with Annika. Do you remember? Oh, that's right. You don't remember that because you wasn't there. But your name was there. Yeah. He said, I'm watching Ron, and we would ask Ron something. He says, well, Annika did it. But Annika was on cam. We were all looking at her, all lit up, both arms and hands. She was not using no second device. She was right there talking to us. So no, Annika didn't do it. Sorry. It was Ron that had his mic muted. And it was Ron using a second device. I knew the people in the chat. So right away when he done it the second week in a row, he actually got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. And he's not willing to be honest. He's going to lie his freaking ass off. I know you wasn't on the live stream with Annika, Bill. I know you wasn't. I didn't say you was. But you know what? Your name was used. And when we would ask Ron something, he never answered. You know why he didn't answer? Because he couldn't unmute his mic because he was in the live stream. He was in the meeting twice. If he unmuted his mic to answer us, he'd have had audio feedback. Take it to the bank. It was Ron that trolled my streams 2 weeks in a row. And I accused you, SBL, the first time, and I was wrong. And I'm sorry for that. I do apologize to you for that. You didn't accidentally get unblocked. I never hated you. But that's where I come from with this. I don't want the problems, but at the same time, I just want people to be real. And if you're not seeing what's going on in society, start looking for yourself. Don't talk about it. Sit back and watch what's going on in the world around you. If you do, you will start seeing what's really going on. Be honest with yourself and start paying attention. There was nothing wrong with bringing Jaina on the show. Jaina's real. This female has followed me for like 2.5, 3 years. She's watched all of my topics, including all the dating scene. How many females do you think would sit back and watch all the stuff that's been in the dating scene and the manosphere and not be angry at you? And how did that happen? Because she actually seeing what's going on in the world. She actually knows that the men are the primary target. She understands what they're doing by trying to divide the genders. Okay? We can't allow them to divide the genders. I don't hate women. And I'm not a simp because I talked to a woman. SBO, you brought Minnie Rodriguez on your show, did you not? And by you bringing Minnie Rodriguez on your show, did that not make you a simp? No, I don't believe that made you a simp. But somehow, when I have Jane on the show, I'm a simp? Do you understand what I'm telling you? How is it you could talk to a woman and you're not a simp? But if I talk to a woman, I'm a simp. You know that's complete insanity? You're not no simp for talking to a woman. That's division. Now here they are attacking Steve Hoker's channel. Well, whose channel do you think they're going to attack next? Of course, Ron Fan, Kenny, you're going to come and attack my channel next, ain't ya? Along with you, Ultra Testosterone, and you're going to make up lies to flag my channel, ain't ya? Yeah, you are, because you're 5-year-old children in an adult body. Grow the fuck up. That's what I got to say to you guys. Grow the hell up. There was no excuse for putting pornography in Steve's live stream last night and then running and flagging him. That's fucking sick. No, we didn't fight. Do you know that? See, SBO, you're saying I'm fighting with Steve because you've seen a couple words in the chat. But are you at my house when Steve Holka calls my cell phone? Or when I call Steve Holka's cell phone and we talk to each other? Or we have a private meeting on Zoom minus a live stream? Are you around for that, SBO? No, you're not. See, Steve and I are actually personal friends. And we're talking on the telephone. He has my phone number. I have his. He's in my contacts list. Yeah. You make assumptions. When you make assumptions, get ready to pull your foot out of its mouth. Because that's where your foot's going to land, right in your mouth. Steve Hulk and I are friends. We do not always agree upon the same things. But we know how to agree to disagree now. Just like Warren is my friend. Okay? You having a female on your show does not make you a simp, SPO. No more than it makes me a simp. I'm not a simp for having Jane on my show. Not even Annika. We're all human beings and we got to stop this slamming one another. TFL is quite real, but you have to understand where it's coming from is NWO. It is to divide the genders. I don't want the genders divided. Do you, SPO? Do you want to see men and women continue to be at war with themselves? Or do you want to see it end? I couldn't watch all of it, SPL. I seen what you were doing. And so when the trolls were trolling him, I said, go to SPO's channel and watch the Whiners Club. Why would so many men whine about being thrown off the show? Especially the ones that were trolls. How hard it is to come in here and not fight with each other and just listen to what's going on, look for yourself, and if you can see something's blah blah, but you know, it's like Krinsman. Oh, there's never been no male shaming in the media. What do I gotta do? Bring 10,000 examples, which wouldn't be hard to get, and put them in your face? What are you going to do? Turn your head to all the examples that can be shown to you? You're damn right there's 30 plus years of male shaming in the media and in the music. That's not no accident. They got to stop fighting with each other. Men have to realize that They have to, it cannot be it's about getting laid. It's about getting to know one another. It's about taking the time to know one another. A relationship is built. It's not instantaneous. Real love does exist, but nobody knows how to get to it because they don't know how to be friends. The friend zone's a complete crock of shit. There are women who friend zone men. But you know that's social engineering? I've pointed all this stuff out to people. All they gotta do is go look. It's as real gets. Jane and I are not in no relationship. Hell, to get to where Jane is at, even when she's in the same state I'm in, it takes me 7.5 hours one way to drive. You know, and people said, oh, Jane and Bill are getting together. BS. Stop making assumptions. Take the time to get to know one another. For real. If you want to bring men and women back together, women and men don't belong to having power over each other. You know how come women have power in today's society? Because we gave it to them. But men don't belong to having power over women, and women don't belong to having power over men. We're all human beings. We need to learn how to communicate and become friends. Real relationships come from friendship. That's the foundation. Now, Minnie Rodriguez said some things on your interview, SBL, that I thank you for doing that interview with her. I don't even know this gal, never knew who she was. But the thing she said was true. There are men that are self-produced TFL. I've talked about that for years now. That there's two definitions to TFL. There's the true forced loneliness, the guys that are at no fault of their own, and then there's the self-produced. And there is a percentage of men that do just like Minnie Rodriguez talked about. I totally agree with her. I would have never blocked her for that. Don't you understand that? But when I got a chat full of people and I get somebody in there trolling me or saying shit that I'm removing and it's just scrolling as I go to click, it's easy for me right as I click for it to scroll and now I hit the wrong person. And that's about what happened with her. Because in no way would have I ever removed her for what she said. I heard her on your live stream. And I thank you for posting that. Because I didn't know that I'd even blocked her. I would have never blocked her for that. So, what did I do? I fixed it. And while I fixed it, I also unblocked you. Because I never disliked you. I blocked you because you keep swaying back and forth. The only advice I can give you, SBO, is you need to stop saying all this shit's just a conspiracy theory, and you need to start opening your eyes and paying attention. If you would do that, just keep your mouth shut about that topic and just pay attention. I'm not telling you have to believe. I'm telling you to go look for yourself, sit on a fence, don't make any judgments, and watch and see what's going on in society. If you do this, SBO, you will see that I'm not lying to you. I've never come up here and lied to anybody. That's not who I am. It never has been. I don't even like to use the incel name at all because mainstream media is setting you up. You better remember, mainstream media is controlled by the military-industrial complex. And if you think I'm wrong, you better go do your homework because I'm not going to do it for you. But it's factual. It's not a lie. Hollywood is all over YouTube. Military media industrial complex exists as part of the military. They're in YouTube. I don't come up here and lie to you people. I just don't want the infighting and I don't want trolls. So now I have to sit and debate if I want to do the Saturday Night Live or not. Because there's at least 5-year-olds in adult bodies who are liable to do what they did to Mr. Hoka. They set him up last night. They're the ones that placed that pornography there without his consent. Then they're the ones that ran and flagged him for what they done. That's right. They done it and then flagged him. That's complete corruption. If people want the Saturday Night Live show, I would love to give it to you. But I'm not going to give it to you if we're going to have little baby adults who are going to do the shenanigans they did to Steve and think that they're making me and Steve fight. Just like that guy that told me to kick Steve out of the chat or banned him from my channel. CSBO, the people I banned from my channel, the majority of them have actually deserved it. Ron Fan wants me to unblock him. Kenny wants me to unblock him because that's who Ron Fan is. Then he better fucking come clean and come honest. As long as he's going to lie and stay dishonest, he ain't never getting unblocked. Because I don't come up here and lie to people and I don't make trouble for other people. I'll tell you something else. If you listen to the 2 live streams with Annika, you're going to hear Annika doublespeak when it comes to asking about the dating scene. And you're going to hear Annika say she does not know what Monday does for a living. Hold on. She lives in the same house with him. She's probably been with him since 2012. Or even there, not even before. She met him probably around 2008 or 9. Okay? This is 2020. She lives in the same house. That's his woman. And she says, I don't know what he does for a living. Complete fucking lie. It's not about doxing him. She could have said anything if she wanted, not even been honest. But to say I don't know what he does for a living is a red flag. No, they live in the same house. It was right there on cam, SBO. Everybody wanted to talk to Monday on that first live stream. She left her computer with the cam on, and Monday come over and sat at the freaking chair, and you could tell it looked like she got him out of bed. Monday and Annika are together. They're a couple. They're living together. This is the type of deal. I told people before, man. And listen to her close and look into Mensa. It's not just an high IQ society. Matter of fact, Mensa was specifically a British club that came in the same year United Nations was opened. Monday is an employee of the establishment. Take it to the bank. I seen through him a long time ago and I was never lying to you. Why do you think he wouldn't talk to me? And now you think it was convenient after my second time and I threw her out that their channels disappeared, including her videos? Oh, because my dad. Bullshit. Because their bosses, they were getting paid because they were put into YouTube on assignment. They wasn't to come on my live stream. They wasn't to have a debate with us. Their job is to keep lying to the men and telling the men it's all their own fault, when it's actually social engineering to divide the genders. It's literally a war of evil versus good. It really is. I don't think it's an accident that Monday's channel went down and Annika's videos went down within a couple of days from her being on our live stream. I think they got themselves into some trouble. But they're never going to tell you the truth. They will lie to you. This is why Ron Fan hasn't been unblocked. Because that's all he wants to do is lie. And thinks it's a game. Just like that ultra testosterone guy. He thinks it's all a damn game. It's these people that done what they done to Steve last night. I got a screen cap of where his video was taken down for nudity, for sexual content nudity by YouTube that Steve Hogan didn't put there. Steve Hogan and I are not fighting. We have people who want us to fight, who are mad because we won't, and we're not. You people don't know Steve Hogan. I do. Steve and I have known each other for a lot of years. We do a lot of talking behind the scenes that you people know nothing about and never will. Because it's not any of your business what's going on in his personal life, nor mine. Just know this, Steve is a great man, has a great heart. Fact. Steve Hogan is a great man with a great heart. I have a lot of care in my heart and always have been. Yeah, a lot of you people think this is all a freaking drama house or it's entertainment. But it's actually you guys, it's the people that come into the chat that make it that way. I only ask you guys, people to come in to be real. How hard is it to be yourself? That's all I want. I just want you to be yourself. And I don't want you to make assumptions. I want you to go look. I came into Steve's live stream last night, and you all know I did. Anybody that was listening to the whole thing knows I was there. It's after I left that the pornography came in. And I pretty much know what happened because I've been around YouTube watching people. It was funny as hell. I sat there watching Hell by the Dashboard's Lights live stream, and nobody knew I was there. I did not type in the chat, and I watched these people that I'm telling you about slamming me and Harry to hell. Then I watched you come in, SPO. I was there. I seen what was wrote by you. I seen what was wrote by these people. I watched it. I didn't come into the chat until towards the end of his live stream. And that's when I came into the chat to let you know I'm here. And of course, somebody says, oh, well, if you'd have been here earlier, you could have seen what was said about you. Oh, don't worry. I was there from the beginning. I seen it all. Yeah, because I'm like the ghost in the background, watching to see who's real, who ain't. As you get carried away and telling on yourself, yeah, then I know who you really are. So that when you come into my live stream, I already know what you're saying behind me, behind my back. Then, of course, you're lying and say you didn't, right? Yeah, because I'm watching what's going on. A lot of people I've removed actually deserve to get removed. And if I make an honest mistake, I'll correct it. And I'll apologize. See, I'm not an ass. SPO got unblocked. And it wasn't because I disliked him. I just dislike somebody who don't want to admit the truth and wants the topic to be what they want. I want you to, if you don't like what's being talked about, go ahead and leave. Come back and watch the next show. But don't start trying to dictate the narrative. Because you don't believe something don't mean I'm lying to you. Because I don't come up here and lie to people. And I guess that's about all I'm going to tell you. And as far as the trolls go, I don't know if I'm going to do Saturday Night Live stream. I cut that sucker right off and you won't even have it no more. And if you people want Saturday Night Live stream, then maybe you better say you want it for sure. Maybe you better be willing to be real and not make drama, not make trouble. When you don't believe something, go look into it, sit on the fence, don't say shit, and observe what's going on around you. And don't be afraid to be honest. Be honest with yourself. Because if you can't be honest with yourself, you won't be honest with anybody else. And that's where I come from. So to Kenny, Ron Fan, Kenny, yeah, until you stop acting like a 5-year-old and come clean. See, I caught you with your hand in the cookie jar. You're not blaming Annika. Annika did not do it. You're the one that trolled the show. And last night, you're the one that came into Mr. Hoka's live stream. Take it to the bank. You're the one that put that pornography in there. I wasn't born yesterday. You're not that smart. You just convinced yourself you are. I don't know her. If she wanted to be on my show, I would bring her on. I know you're going to say I'm a simp again because I bring a woman on. No. How are we going to stop the division of the genders and stop the bullshit from going on? How can you complain about not getting a woman in your life if you can't even talk to one? See, that's self-produced. If you're bitching about not getting a woman in your life, but you're not willing to talk to one and you're mad and angry, you're only helping yourself stay TFL. If you're somebody who is truly forced to be alone for years by rejection, I understand your anger. Okay? And I'm trying to give sound advice to people what to do to help themselves. Nobody can guarantee you're going to have a woman in your life, but it starts with communication. It starts with getting to know one another. It doesn't start with the bedroom. I never said you called me a simp, SBO, but I was called a simp just merely for having a woman on my live stream. Meanwhile, you had Minnie Rodriguez on yours, and you was never called a simp. Huh. Wonder how that works out there, huh? But see, by that very definition, that would make every man in this world a simp. You talked to your mother, didn't you, simp? You talked to a woman on your job, didn't you, simp? Yeah. How the cashier talked to you when you're going through the line, right? Oops, simp. Now, do you see how that works? That's because it's trolling. And I'm telling you, that testosterone guy, I've seen so many lies come out that man's mouth. That's all he does. He reaches up his anal and pulls out BS. I wouldn't be against putting Minnie Rodriguez at an interview on my channel. No, I'm not against that at all. I don't know her. If she wanted to talk to me, I would definitely have her on. I got no problems with that. Because I'm not going to say no woman can be part of the manosphere myself. Okay? I'm not going to fight with Steve over what he feels. We agreed to disagree. But I'm not going to play into NWO. And don't get me wrong. I love the hell out of Steve Hoke. He's a great man with a great heart, and he does mean well. He's not trying to do anything he don't feel is what's right. He's going from his own heart. But the same here, I'm going from my heart. And I want men and women to continue their childish behavior. And I don't want women who don't use their power over the top of men and abuse the power and are willing to do what's right. I stand by them women. Women who are abusing the power, women who are doing clear wrongs against men, call them out for it, just like you would a man. It's not about woman hating. It's about correcting the bullshit. But that's about it, guys. I'm getting out of here. And I don't know about bringing up the live stream on Saturday night yet. I really don't. Okay? Because I'm not going to have false accusations launched and start getting strikes. Yeah, I would come back again after I lost my channel. But why? So these little 5-year-old children in adult bodies can gloat over doing evil, sick in the head stuff to other people? The only thing I can say to them is, grow the fuck up. If you claim to be an adult man, prove it, because that's not adult behavior. That's childish. But I'm going to get on out of here, guys. You'll have a good one. And as far as Minnie goes, well, you seem to know her, SBL. If Minnie Rodriguez wants to come on live stream with me, let me know. I'm not against bringing her on. With that, I'm out of here, guys.